I've always wondered why people eat them. Is they're like eating bottles for real. I think they're eating bottles, bro. They're the strangest animals in the world. What was God trying to do? That's seriously bad. It reminds me of Timon and Pumbaa. But those ones ain't wild. What was the god of this simulation trying to do? We really have to realize that we are gods. Like, that's really important. We really have to realize that consciousness cannot be created. Yes, someone, I'm not even say someone, something did create the mate suit that you are in, but they didn't create the real you. They've just trapped your consciousness in this mate suit. And yeah, they're manipulating you. If you have already realized that there is something wrong with this realm, if you have already realized that you wouldn't want to come back into this realm, if you feel like you must not have children, or if you have children, if you feel like if you knew what was going on in this realm, you wouldn't have had children. If you knew what was going to happen, you wouldn't have had children. If you love my channel, your only job in life is to cut ties with this realm. Your only job is to cut ties with this realm. I mean that everything that you do makes it easy for you to cut ties with this realm. Everything that you do makes you less addicted to the things that you love about this realm. You must learn to detach yourself from things that make it hard for you to detach yourself from this realm. And once you start thinking about these things, you can't think about anything else. You must learn to feel less. That's also important. A lot of people think that feeling too much is a positive thing. What's positive is being able to do what you want to do regardless of how you feel. So it will actually be best if you don't feel too much. You're still able to do what you want to do regardless of how you feel. Feelings are attached to your ego, and your ego is a product of this matrix. Right? Your ego is the product of this matrix that you have found yourself in. Your ego makes it hard for you to be in alignment with your higher self, with your truest self. Your ego is what is actually trapped in this realm. Like I keep on telling y'all that you could never truly be trapped, but what you believe yourself to be can be trapped. It's like I gave you a simple example. Like if you were having a dream and in that dream you were a monkey, you believed 100% that you were a monkey, you be a monkey in that dream because that's what you believe. But forgive. But the truth will be that you are not a monkey. You're just having a dream where you are a monkey. You see? If you really understand my message, because I really think the things that I'm saying on this channel are too much for most people. I think this is the highest truth. You know, I think this is what each and every person who's trying to free themselves should actually pay attention to. If you really want to be free, if you're no longer willing to play these games that humans are supposed to play, I think you must take my message seriously. It is obvious to me that there is something wrong with this realm. And it's also obvious to me that this isn't the only realm there is. I know that some people don't want to hear that, but this isn't the only realm that there is. What can put us in a realm like this, even after we've escaped it, is our feelings, is our attachment. That's so attached to this realm that you want to come back. You're still an energetic match to this realm. But when you're having a dream, you are dreaming about things that you are an energetic match to. You are dreaming about things that you are an energetic match to. I think it's important for people to understand that really consciousness dreams up everything. All right? Consciousness is God. Consciousness dreams up everything. And it doesn't play by your rules as the ego. Like, it doesn't play by your rules. The ego has been corrupted so much that it doesn't even know how to dream. So it finds itself dreaming up nonsense because it has been corrupted so much. That's what I'm saying. You mustn't be too attached to your ego. You must try to do things that are in alignment with your higher self, with your truest self. Because you are not your ego. That's something that you must realize. Just like when you are having a dream that you are something that you're not it. You're just having a dream that you are it. You see? That's really, really important to understand. You must understand that consciousness is fundamental. There is nothing that exists outside of consciousness. Everything that you see is happening within consciousness, and it was created by consciousness. It wasn't created by an external force. So when you're having a dream, no one can really come into your dream, right? Everything that's happening in your dream is your creation. No one really comes into your dream. Because your dreams are not really happening somewhere, right? It's not like there's this space where your dreams, are occurring. No. So if there isn't like this space where your dreams are happening, then that means your dreams ain't happening anywhere. So nothing outside of your dream can enter your dreams, right? Because your dreams ain't happening anywhere. It's not like when you start dreaming, this something, you find yourself in a physical universe, right? If when you dream you created a physical universe, then yes, it will be logical to think that something outside of your dreams can actually enter your dreams because you created something physical. But if you don't create anything physical, then how does something that is outside of your dreams enter your dreams? It's actually more logical to think that there can never be anything outside your dream, but that's not what I'm talking about today. So if you are the dreamer of reality, how do you make sure that you don't dream up this nonsense again? Because that's the problem. The problem is that you can't dream up this nonsense again. I think most of the people who watch my videos already know that they do not want to dream up this nonsense anymore. They would like to have better dreams. They would want things to be better in this world. And even after they've left this world, they would want things to be better. They wouldn't want to find themselves having the same experiences that they didn't like. Because what we're experiencing right now on planet Earth really sucks. We want things to be better. Each and every person in this world really want things to be better, except for the people who are on top and who are benefiting a lot. They might not really want things to be better. But people like me and you want things to be better, right? We don't want to continue to dream up this nonsense. We want to have dreams where things are actually better. I remember when I was young, I used to feel much better than I feel now. I do feel like my best days are gone because I don't know how I can feel the way that I used to feel when I was young. I don't know. Yesterday I was listening to the music that I used to listen to when I was young. I bought this dope JBL speaker, JBL 110. It's insane. So yeah, I was listening to some of the music that I used to listen to when I was young, and I was able to remember, for a moment, I'll be able to remember how I used to feel when I was a kid, and I was like, wow, actually, I don't feel the way that I used to. Like, the way that I feel is so damn different. Like, I feel like something died. Like, there's something that used to be alive that actually died inside. Like, it's no longer there anymore because of what I've experienced. I've experienced hell. I can't go back to feeling the way that I used to feel. I can't go back to being naive. I've experienced hell. So something inside me died. And I can't bring it back to life knowing what I know. And that is why now I cannot be happy. That is why no matter what I achieve, I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled. It's because something inside me that used to make me feel this excitement that I used to feel died. It's no longer there anymore. That means that there is something wrong with this realm, because if it can kill that spark that was inside you when you were young, that spark that gave you the energy that you needed to do most of the things that you used to do when you were young, that spark that made you enjoy life, if it can do that, if it can kill that spark, then you shouldn't be sure that what is happening in this room is actually good. If as you become older, you start to feel less happier than you used to feel, that should tell you something, right? That shouldn't make you think, the things that are happening in this room are good. No, that should make you stop and actually think, why do I feel this way now? Because I didn't feel this way when I was younger. That means that there are a lot of things that have happened that have actually made me feel this way. That is why I feel this way now. There are a lot of things that happened that actually killed the spark that was inside me. I think it's important that people don't lie to themselves, right? They are really, really honest about how they used to feel and how they feel now. I do believe that most people who are my age will actually confirm that when they were younger, they used to feel better than they do now. And it's not because, when you were younger, your parents were taking care of you. It's because you had not experienced a lot of BS. So you were feeling like you were having a positive experience. But as you grew older, you experienced a lot of BS. You had to go to school where you were being told when to go to the classroom, when to go to a classroom, when to take a shit, when to pee, when to eat, when to go home. That does something to you, because you are being treated like you are in a prison, right? You are being told that you must follow some rules. The same way that people in prison are being told that they must follow some, that really does something to you. Especially if you have not done anything wrong. I mean, your parents are saying that's good, the way that you are being taught is good. But really, why do you have to go through that? Like, ask yourself that question. Why do you have to go through that? I do believe in learning. I always encourage people to learn. But what I can tell you is that I've learned a lot by myself than what I've learned when I was going to school, A lot of people who think I'm intelligent don't think that I'm intelligent because I went to school. There's nothing that I've learned in school that will actually make you think that I'm intelligent. I want you to understand that. What makes you think that I'm intelligent is what I have learned on my own. So I didn't really learn anything that made me, what I am today. Some people might say, "Oh, what about language? Like you couldn't speak English when you were young, right?" I mean, I couldn't speak English when I was like 13. But then I taught myself English. That's the thing. Like, I didn't learn English in a classroom. I mean, they were teaching us English, but then you'd never like really learn how to like speak English fluently. I taught myself English, which that actually tells you something. That tells you that we are capable of teaching ourselves what we need to learn. We don't need to be in a classroom to learn what we need to learn. I discovered hip hop in 2005, and I was like, you know what? I love this music. Like, I used to think that I don't love music because when I was growing up, people other kids used to listen to music and they used to like sing along, and I was like, what? Why do they love music? Like, I didn't really like. There were some songs that I loved, but there weren't that many. I think I liked more than 10 songs when I was young. I did only 10, like less than 10 songs, not even 10, less than 10 songs. Then I discovered hip hop in 2005 and I was like, damn, this is insane. Like, I've never heard anything like this before. I need to understand what 50 Cent is saying. I need to understand what Eminem is saying. So I told my parents, buy me a dictionary. I couldn't construct an English sentence in 2005, 2006. I couldn't. So really, I didn't really learn anything valuable at school. Like nothing. So, having had to go through that, right? Being told when to go out, being told what to do, and not even gain anything from that experience, that sucks. You're in a classroom with different people. Some of them do not like you. Some of them do not want to see you happy. Being in a classroom is like being in prison, right? Like, they lock you inside this room with different people that you might not get along with. And human beings, I like other animals. If they don't like you, they don't like you. If you're different, they probably won't like you. They will treat you like they do not like you because you're different. Like, no, you're not one of us. That can kill that spark that used to make you feel excited about life, because you're still young and you feel like this experience that you're having is positive. But if negative things keep on happening to you, even if you've not done anything wrong to deserve to have these experiences, that will kill the spark in you that used to be there, that used to make you feel like you're having a positive experience. So we'll get to a point where that spark isn't there anymore, because no matter how strong it is, it will die if you keep on experiencing nonsense. So if you feel like me, if you feel like there's something wrong with this realm, then your job is to cut ties with this realm. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't do the things that you are doing to stay alive and learn what you need to learn. like, no, I'm gonna detach myself completely. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that never be too attached. Never be so damn attached that if today was your last day, you'd feel like there is something that you need to experience again, right? I mean, you are here, you still gotta survive. So do what you are doing to survive if it's not keeping you tied to this realm. If it's not keeping you energetically tied to this realm, if it doesn't make you an energetic match to this realm. But never be so damn attached that you'd wanna come back and actually have some experiences. If there are things that are making you feel so tied to this realm, find a way to detach yourself from these things. Sometimes to detach yourself from things is to experience them. So maybe experience some of these things so that you realize that, nothing is actually worth coming back for. I keep on telling you all that this isn't the only realm there is. And if you don't want to find yourself having some of the experiences that you are having in this realm, then you need to cut ties with this realm. So that you're no longer an energetic match to some experiences that are actually bad, or to all the experiences that are bad. Because you do live in a realm of duality. You do live in a world where you can experience lack. Because you can also experience what it's like to have, right? Where you can experience a little bit of freedom because you also know what it's like to not be free. Where you can experience pleasure because you also know what it's like to experience pain. You live in that kind of world. So it needs to get to a point where you get over everything. Like you get over pleasure, you get over freedom. I mean, as consciousness you are free, but I mean freedom by the standards of this realm. Joy by the standard of this realm. Now, how do you cut ties with this realm? I've actually realized that the best way to cut ties with this realm is by being as real as possible, is by being as honest as possible, is to stop lying. What do I mean? Never do something that is not in alignment with your highest value. Right? Never do something that's not in alignment with your highest values. Never let this ego control you. I want to give you this simple example. Today, when I was at ShopRite, I saw this lady that I was kind of interested in. I walked up to her and asked her to borrow me this card. They call it extra savings. Like when you use that card to buy whatever you're buying, you can get a discount. So I borrowed this card from her. She gave me the card and went to the till that where where I was supposed to pay, and yeah, I swiped that card and took it back to her, gave her. Now, I wanted to ask for a number so that I can continue to communicate, because I thought, like, I felt like I needed to know her, but I didn't. The reason why I didn't ask for a number is because, well, the queue that she was in was actually long, right? And of course, there were a lot of people who, watching me talk to her. So I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I should be asking for her numbers here. I mean, if I get rejected, on my way home, I actually realized that I was not being honest, right? The most honest thing to do was in that situation was to ask for her numbers, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to ask her for her numbers, but I didn't, because I'm a coward. I was not honest. Now, a situation like that might not like keep you energetically tied to this realm, but you've been in so many situations where you lied, where you did something that you didn't want to do, or where you didn't do something that you wanted to do, where you didn't say what you wanted to say, you said what you didn't want to say. I think that does keep us tied to this realm, because thinking back, I'm still like, hey, I should have actually asked for your numbers. Like, I had nothing to lose. Like, that was dumb. That was actually dumb. I mean, I'm not afraid to approach women, but for some reason I was afraid, and I do feel bad for being afraid. I feel bad for not being real, right? In her mind, I don't like it. Like, that's probably just what she might actually think. But I know that I actually was interested in her. Like, I wanted to know her and see if, we can have a good connection, man. But I didn't say anything. Now, it's not a big deal, but that made me realize that we do actually lie every day as people. And because of that, we are actually making our connection to this realm stronger, because we are lying. I'm going to wonder how things could have been, how things could have went. And that's what's somehow gonna keep me tied, right? Not for that long, but for some time, because I lied. I wasn't real. If I approached her and she was like, nah, I'm not giving you my numbers, I would have gotten over it very fast. Like, usually my regrets are me never trying than me trying, like me not doing what I want to do than me doing what I want to do. Like, if I do something that I really, really want to do and I fail, even if I regret trying, but that regret won't last that long, I'll be fine. But if I'm going to be fake, if I'm not going to be real, that might last for a very long time. But yeah, I was not real in that situation. And I think most people do find themselves in situations where they could have been real, but they were not real. They were not real enough. And I think that somehow keep us in a low vibration, that somehow keep us tied to this realm. You need to get to a point where you just real. Like, all the time you are real. It doesn't really matter if you fail. It doesn't really matter if you win. You are real. Like, make it your job. Your job is to be real, so that you will so that it will be much easier for you to cut ties with this realm. Because you're going to experience truth. Like, the more real you are, the easier it will be for you to experience truth. And that truth that you're going to experience is going to make it easy for you to cut ties with this realm. You're not going to be in the afterlife feeling like, hey, I should have tried that. Why did I not try that? I shouldn't have said this to this person. And even though I knew that I shouldn't have said this, I didn't do anything to like make up to them in some ways, to kind of like change things. I had a conversation with Mike Devlin yesterday. You guys should check out his channel. He just published the interview that we did. I wonder what's actually going on here. He told me about an interview that he did with Howdy McCaskey. He said that Howdy actually made seen something that really interesting in their interview. He said that it will actually be good to do a live review while you're still here, rather than waiting for the afterlife to do a live review. Like, you must look at your life and be like, what are the things that I did wrong? What are the things that I did right? Are the people that I've hurt, and how can I make it up to them? Are the things that I wanted to do that I didn't do? So that by the time you leave, you are no longer an energetic match to this room. You're no longer feeling like, yeah, I should have tried this. I should have said this. You know, I should have apologized to this person. You know, I should have told this person how I felt. I thought that was interesting. And what's more interesting is that I watched this interview that he did with Howdy McCaskey in the morning, this other day. I was in a shower listening to their interview. And later that day, when I checked my emails, I received a message from him. I didn't comment or like the video or subscribe to his channel. But later that day, I received an email from him to do an interview with him, and I was like, wow, that's actually strange. Like, what kind of synchronicity is this? Like, what are the odds that will actually happen? Like, maybe when you watch someone's video, YouTube also suggests their video, but it seems like he's been watching my videos for a while, so it's kind of like strange, but who knows? But I felt like it was a crazy synchronicity. And yesterday, after I did an interview with him, I got a comment from Howdy McCaskey. Like, when someone with many subscribers comment on your videos, like, you get a notification. So I'm assuming that he spoke to Howdy McCaskey about me. So Howdy decided to check out my videos. I don't know, but I thought that was crazy because it was right after I did the interview with him, and then I received, a comment, a notification of a comment from Howdy McCaskey, and I was like, wow, like, that's actually that. If that's synchronicity, that's actually crazy. If it's not because Mark Devlin talked to Howdy McCaskey about me, that's actually insane. But it also shows you that we are the dreamers of reality. This is a dream. Like, I always have synchronicities, and I try my best to explain these synchronicities, and some of them can't be explained. I mean, yeah, this synchronicity can be explained. You can say, yeah, maybe Mark actually spoke to Howdy McCaskey. I'm not even gonna ask him. Maybe YouTube did recommend my videos to Mark after I watched that interview he did with Howdy McCaskey. Who knows? But there are some synchronicities that are just too crazy. You're like, nah, man, that's a crazy synchronicity. Like, that's not supposed to be possible. That's not supposed to happen. The fact that happens does prove that we are the dreamers of reality. that does prove that this is some kind of a simulation, if you want to call it a simulation, but it's not real. But yeah, we spoke about how it is actually important to actually do a life review while you're still here, so that you can detach yourself from a lot of things that you are attached to, so that you're no longer an energetic mesh to this realm, so that in the afterlife, when you're dealing with some entities that actually tell you that, hey, you must come back, you must go back and do this and that, you're like, I'm good, like I've made peace with everything, I'm ready to go to a better reality. I remember I also mentioned that he had this records, because he was a DJ. He had these records that he couldn't throw away, because he was, like that was his work. But he realized at some point that, these records are keeping me energetically tied to this realm. So he had to throw them away. And I spoke about this condition that I had. I think it's called hoarding. Like when you can't let anything go. Even things that you don't use anymore, you just keep them in your room. Like it's insanity, really. So I spoke about it. Like, I used to be like that. Like I couldn't throw anything away, and I had to train myself to throw things that I don't need anymore, to give these things away to people who need them. Like I don't need this anymore, so why should I keep it? I'm not gonna need it in the future. I mean, I just bought a new JBL speaker. I don't need the other speaker that I have, so I need to give it to someone or sell it to someone. Let me not even say give, as if I'm Jesus. Probably sell it to someone, but I might give it to some. Like I do give things away if I feel like it. If a person, like, to me, it's about your heart. Like if I feel like the person, like their heart is in the right place, I'm gonna just give them. Because what I love, like if I'm for me to even feel love for someone, they have to be real. They have to be this person who doesn't, like, there's nothing shady about it. Like sometimes you can give something to someone, and that person, because they're so damn fake, they think you're stupid for giving them. Like I know people like that, people who don't appreciate anything. Someone does them real favors, and they still want to talk shit about that person. They don't realize that this person has done them favors out of love, right? This person is this. I'm like, what? This person just did this for you, and you still want to talk shit about them. Some people are like that. So sometimes you hold back, even if you feel like doing things for some people. You're like, nah, this person doesn't deserve this person doesn't deserve my favors. Like, nah, they suck. But yeah, it's good to make peace with everything, so that you no longer feel like coming back to experience anything, even things that you didn't get to experience. I mean, growing up, I wanted to go to New York. Like I was like, you know what, I shouldn't die before going to New York, because I'm a big fan of hip hop, and I want to see how they live. I want to go to the Bronx. I want to go to Brooklyn. I want to go to Bed-Stuy. Like I loved the vibe. Like when you watch Everybody Hate Chris, and you see how everything is happening there, you're like, you know what, yeah, I'd like to go there. Listen to Lil Kim rapping about where she's from. Listen to Biggie, Notorious. Like, yeah, I would like to go to New York, Brooklyn. I would like to go to the Bronx. For Joe talking about the Bronx, New York, you're like, damn. I want to go to Queens. But no, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if I never go to America at all. But there was a time when I felt like I needed to go there. I actually wanted to leave there. I felt like I wanted to live in America. Because I grew up in a place where people didn't listen to rap. Like growing up, I was, I'm still a big fan of rap, but that's like there are other genres that I love, but growing up I think rap was like my, in fact I don't think, I know it was like my favorite genre. So I felt like, yo man, people here don't listen to the kind of music that I listen to, they don't love the kind of music that I love, so it'll actually be good if I found myself in a place where people listen to the kind of music that I listen to, you know, because I can't talk to anyone about this music that I listen to. When Jay-Z says something crazy, I don't have someone that I can talk to because they don't listen to to this kind of music, you know. If I hear the dopest bars, there's no one I can talk to about these bars that I've heard. But now I don't care. Like, it is what it is, and yeah, I think that's what helps you. It's you uh, freeing yourself from the things that you desire deeply. Is to actually stop desiring things very deeply, so that you are no longer tied to this realm. You are no longer an energetic match to this realm. You have to see things for what they are. That's why I'm saying be real, be authentic, because it's hard for you to detach yourself unless you see things for what they are. For an example, growing up, I used to believe in love. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything bad about love. No, I mean, yeah, I've explained to you what I think love is, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. But I used to believe in love until I got my heart broken, and I started to understand why we feel love in the first place. Like the girl that broke my heart really loved me. Like she had real feelings for me. I know that, but she still, these feelings do fade away at some point. So I had to study everything and started to realize what really happens when we are in love. So now I'm not like, hey, I want love, I want this. Like, I'm good, you know. I do still date girls that I like, but I'm no longer sold. Like, when it comes to the idea of love, like love. Like nah, I don't believe in that. I just believe that two people can be interested in each other, and yeah, they can have a good experience with each other. That's beautiful, but I cannot just like tell myself that, oh, this is love, soulmates, this and that. Like, nah. I know what I saw, I know what I experienced. The key is detachment. You have to see things for what they really are. And to be able to see things for what they really are, you must be authentic. You must not be telling yourself lies. Have courage. I'm a person who's courageous, but sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I do convince myself not to do the things that I actually want to do. I do convince myself to lie rather than being real. And I still gotta work on that, but I don't think I have a lot of work to do, because most of the time I'm courageous. Most of the time I do what I want to do. But I do think we hold ourselves back by telling ourselves why we shouldn't do the things that we want to do, even if there are no real consequences for doing the things that we want to do. Like 9 out of 10 times, there are no real consequences for doing the things that you want to do. Even if you fail, like, it's not like you're gonna die. It's not like you're gonna go crazy. It's not like you're gonna get locked up. It's not like you're gonna be in serious trouble. You'll have failed, because, well, people do fail. I like the fact that I'm becoming more and more authentic. I'm becoming more of what I am. I'm starting to align more with my highest self, with my highest values, and I think that's what every human, especially humans who are, conscious enough to realize that they do not want to experience this forever. Like, they want things to be better. They don't want they don't want to work just to survive forever. They want things to be better. They want things to actually make sense. Not because they're lazy, but they just don't believe in that. They kind of feel like slaves. They want humanity to do things in ways that's not gonna put some people at a disadvantage where they have to be slaves. People gotta be equal in some ways. I mean, real equality won't exist, but then the gap between people mustn't be so damn crazy that some people have to be slaves in order to survive. Like that's not right. So yeah, we gotta stop lying. We gotta stop lying to ourselves. We gotta stop lying to other people. We gotta stop justifying why we're not doing the things that we want to do. You know what you want to do, but you're gonna come up with hundreds of excuses like, hey, I don't want to do this. I shouldn't be doing. Like, now, do exactly what you want to do. Forget about the outcome. Forget about how you think things are going to happen if you do what you want to do. Do what you want to do and let things happen and chill. Detach yourself. Like, detach yourself from the possible results. Like, stop thinking about the results. Just do what you want to do. Just be authentic. You shouldn't worry about what the result of your authenticity is going to be. Just do what you want to do. Because if you don't do what you want to do, you are lying. You are living a lie. You know what you want to do. You're like, I'm not going to do what I want to do. Here's what I'm going to do. You're sending a wrong message to the universe. This is what you're doing. You're like, you know what? I want to say this, but I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say something different. I'm going to say what I do not want to say. You're actually lying to the universe. You're actually sending a wrong message to the universe. And without even realizing that that's what you're doing. Because of that, you keep yourself tied to this room. You must also stop being a people's pleaser. Like you want to say what people want to hear. Stop that. Speak the truth. Be authentic. Be real. Stop lying. That's what's gonna help you vibrate much higher than you usually do. And that's how you're gonna be, able to free yourself. Authenticity is super important. There are people in your life, you want to tell them something, but you don't. Because you're busy lying to yourself. I can't tell them because of this and that. No, you can't tell them because you're a coward. You're being scared. Live your truth. Write your own Bible. Embrace your uniqueness. This experience that you are having isn't so damn divine that you must feel like you must play by some rules, societal rules, that these unspoken rules and all that. Like, nah, be you, be authentic, be real, speak your truth, let people react the way that they want to react, let people respond the way that they want to respond. Shouldn't care how people are going to respond. Shouldn't even think about how people are going to respond. Let people respond the way that they want to respond. It is what it is. But make sure that you are being real. Make sure that you're not lying. Make sure that you are being authentic. These lies that we keep telling ourselves, these lies that we keep on telling other people, these lies that we keep on telling the universe are keeping us stuck in this mess that we are in. tell the universe the truth. What do you think I'm doing? I'm telling the universe the truth. I'm telling the universe how I really feel. Yes, sometimes I do fail to be as real as possible, but I'm doing well. I just need to do better. Thank you all guys.